I don't know when you're actually watching this, but we're recording it on Thursday, July 31st, and it has cooled down. Oh my goodness, yay. Two quick things. One is next weekend, we're going to offer a blessing for all of our college kids and graduate students before they head off to school, and for families, and really for all, and teachers and everybody getting ready at this time of year when school draws near. A few weeks down the road, maybe end of next month somewhere, we'll be doing this overview of the Catholic faith for anybody that's interested in learning more about what we Catholics believe, and in case they just are curious, or maybe they want to even become Catholic. Who knows? It's crazy good, the vitality here. We already have 12 people signed up. It's just so much great love here. Yeah. Our gospel question is a bit of a focus on those things that last, right? What are those things that we say truly matter to us, that last in the end forever? Thanks for joining. These days, a number of people at most Sacred Heart have been visited by death. People have buried loved ones, including spouses and parents and siblings and even children. To each and any of you who know such heartache, please just be assured of our love. It can be so hard or lonely, can't it, to watch the rest of the world go on as if nothing happened. I do believe that there is a life beyond what we can see, and that love is forever. I do believe that. And at the same time, it can just be so hard and messy and painful to watch other family members grieve, and all the mixture of things. So just, again, be assured of our love. Our next funeral will be this Saturday, when family and friends will gather to bury Steve Hayes, new to our parish. I have a copy of the eulogy that Steve's daughter Sarah will give on behalf of the family. And Sarah said that when the family gathered after his death to go through pictures and share memories, she said something that seemed to resonate with all of them. She said, "We are lucky." And they knew what she meant. And she's going to explain it to the rest of us who gather there this way. Our dad created this deep family unity we felt then, speaking about that moment, and that we feel every time we're together. He spent his life building the love, trust, and respect that we now have for one another. She adds rightly, that kind of bond doesn't happen by accident. And she ends, "So Dad, thank you. Thank you for loving us, teaching us, and for giving us the very best of who you were. We promise to carry your legacy forward in how we treat others, how we show up for our families, and how we live our lives. We love you, we miss you, and will carry you with us always." I share those words from Sarah because those are the kinds of values I almost always hear that matter to people when a loved one dies. I mean, those are the things that matter, and that I believe truly matter deep down to each of us. You know, the person who died might or might not have had a nice car or a big home, but it doesn't seem to matter very much right then, does it? It might have been someone who took lavish trips or ate fancy meals. None of that seems to matter in the end, does it? Jesus speaks to us about this very reality in this weekend's gospel. He tells us a story of someone who missed the most important and lasting values that were always available because he had convinced himself that if he only had more stuff and a more lavish lifestyle, then he would have joy. And he missed the ordinary miracles that already surrounded him and the joy that awaited him each day. He says to each of us, avoid greed in all its forms. He's not shaming us if we're rich. I mean, of course, he wants us to share responsibly with all those in need. But it's just that he wants us to remember what truly matters, right? That we might have a happier and more free life. To not miss what truly brings joy, like sharing, right? And meaning and joy to our loved ones, both now and at the hour of our death. You've likely heard the old saying about death and the stuff we have, you can't take it with you. And correct, we can't take those kinds of things with us. Possessions, cars, whatever. But there are things that we do take with us into the life beyond this life. Living with integrity, treating each other with kindness, spending quality time with loved ones, creating memories that don't need a ton of money. Those are the things that yield the bonds of love, the values that have been forged in our souls, the deep connections with all that is good and true. This is what we do take with us. Jesus teaches us clearly those things last forever. It becomes who we are that we take into the life beyond what we can see. And Jesus knew that what gets in the way of such meaningful lives is usually less the things themselves, though sometimes we kind of get possessed by our possessions if we're not careful, but more the mindset that happiness is out there somewhere, right? Or in some accumulation of wealth or prestige or experiences or popularity or success. That's what gets in the way. But all of those things go away, right? And sometimes suddenly, our stuff will go away. Our positions, possessions, and popularity will go away. And sometimes we forget that. And we fall victim to thinking that we need more of those things. I mean, who doesn't enjoy getting a bunch of likes on something they post, right? But there are never enough likes, are there? I mean, the stuff we have, or the money in our accounts of whatever type, it's never enough, is it? As we go through life, we think we need more. And so we don't settle into what is truly important. All those things we say we value. All those things we remember when we bury a loved one. And therefore we miss the things that truly matter while we have them. We don't wake up enough to savor the simple and true, profound blessings that are already ours. We miss the joy that is, and meaning that is available to us now. I'm happy for people like Sarah's family who did appreciate what they had while they had it. And for each person who is grieving, the death of our loved one can be a reminder to us again of what truly matters in the time that is ours now. in 2022, after the pandemic had mostly eased and the daily death toll decreased dramatically, I mentioned another deadly disease. The pandemic, really, if you ask me, it's one that wrecks people's lives and leaves them dying unhappy. I call it the if only syndrome. Those with this disease often have the phrase, or at least the concept, if only, in their thinking. You hear symptoms of this in kids who are in grade school, right? If only I had a phone, then I'd be happy. Or if only I were in high school or in college, then my real life would start. Or if only I made that team, or she'd be willing to go out with me, or then I'd have a reason to be happy and to live. Or if only I had my own car or enough likes on social media, then I would feel good about myself. And soon it is, if only I was married, then I'd settle down. Or if only we had kids, then we'd come back to the practice of faith. And on it goes. It's not long before we hear, if only I could retire and then get some time to breathe, and then I'd live. And then finally, the saddest, if only I could do it all over again, then I'd appreciate what I had while I had it. And then it's too late. We've effectively, if only'd ourselves out of our living. It's a dreadful disease and much too common. The antidote? To think again, what really brings me deep down joy? What do I really value? What matters? What lasts? Is that not around me and each of us, at least on some level, right now? It's the great secret. Joy and meaning and values that last are available to us now. And each, right now, for those awake enough to see it.